Hey everybody, and welcome back. Sorry, we had a few troubles. Hopefully everything's working. You can see me and you can hear me. Right, Don?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Sue and I'm from OML Embroidery, and over there at the computer is Don. So say hi, Don.
Hello.
I didn't mean to be that enthusiastic. So today we're going to talk about English paper piecing, but not English paper piecing. It could be glasses. So English paper piecing has paper and you sew it together by hand, and which I enjoy doing completely. Here's another one that I have enjoyed doing, bigger pieces, and it's sure cute, and the paper on the back and all hand sewn together. But I wanted to bring it to the embroidery machine, so this is what I came up with. English paper piecing, but not. It's English. There's no paper, and we still are piecing. So I want to come up with a good name for this technique, by the way, because I think it's a lot of fun. So it's meant to look like hand stitching, and it's raw edge applique everywhere, so you have to, focus in on your trimming skills. And it's a lot of fun, and we're going to talk about fussy cutting. But first, let's go to my intro, and then we'll go back to the desk.
And you're up.
Okay, so back to the desk. Oh, happy I love being at the desk. This is a sneak peek of more to come. That's all you get. I'm not talking about it. So let's talk about fussy cutting. You can see by the samples that are up on the pictures that the wonderful team testers did a fair amount of fussy cutting. Now I did a little bit for this. I just made sure the pattern, all the flowers were in the middle. But let's go through a little bit. Look at this fabric. So cute. And I did some fussy cutting, and this is what I came up with. Now, I just have them stuck on a piece of sticky paper, so no big deal, but I just wanted to show you guys how you could fussy cut. So super easy, but wouldn't that make a cute little block? I love it. But wait, there's more. There's more. So Judy Quilt sent me this amazing fabric. And the first thing when I saw it, I thought, oh, that's awesome. And then I thought, fussy cutting. And this is what I came up with. I lost one, so sorry about that. So I just focused in on the one skull, and I cut it, and see how they're kind of angled around. Isn't that awesome? So everything is looking, so to speak, I need to turn that one, but looking towards the middle. So that's the cool stuff. And can you imagine making a quilt block out of that? So fussy cutting is awesome. I did a video last week. I'll put a link to that in the description of the video if you want to know how I did this fussy cutting. But there's more, because I find it so enjoyable. Stripes are your friend for fussy cutting. And look what you can come up with. Isn't that cute? But you can change the angle of the stripes and get a complete different look. So if you wanted to, maybe I can't, it's probably too sticky, I can't, but you can change the angle so the stripes are all going, in or out, or match them. But from this bright, loud fabric to this more lighter and subdued look, I think it's beautiful. And I just put in a matching polka dotty thing in the middle. But I love how it all matches up if you get really good at it. This matches, it's just I didn't put the piece on right. So, and then one more, and this is one that we used the mirror on. And look at this. Now, can you imagine? I could have put a different flower in the middle. But I really like this. I just thought it was really cute if you want to do something bright. So all the flowers match. So I picked them and cut them. It would have been nicer maybe with a blue flower in the middle. It still has the same yellow. So the possibilities are literally endless. And yes, you can fussy cut for any of these block of the month designs. So the way to measure, because you need to know what size to make, is one part of the hexagon is the size. You may see that around like this. This is a 1-inch hexagon. And it's this line, any line, measuring from corner to corner. It's 1 inch, and that's the size of it. That's how we know. So this one we'd have to measure, but then you can go into your software, or you can go into your cutter, and you just make sure that this part is the same. So it's a lot of fun. So it really is English paper piecing on the embroidery machine. And we're making quilt blocks. So, okay, so what I want you guys to do is think of a name to call this technique, because I searched high and low, and people will call it hexy or something like this, but we're going to be doing like English paper piecing style, English paper piecing-ish, I don't know. So come up with something, help me come up with something. So today I'm going to do the 6x6 size. Now when you get your designs, there's 3 different sizes and 3 different quilt blocks. So it's the hexagon one and then a matching quilt one, which I didn't stitch out, but you can see pictures of it on the site. So what I'm going to do today, there's going to be a little trick to this. So this is going to be my background. Wait for it. I'm going to stitch gold on it because this has gold and silver leaves on it. It's a bit dark, you guys can't see it, but I'm going to place one down and cut all of them out in one. So that's a time saver right there. That's how I'm going to do it. On the other hand, I cut these to be pretty close to the same size. Oh, hopefully this is going to work. Ooh, we'll have to see. I might have to make some adjustments to my idea. So you can fussy cut them and leave them in a pile and have them ready to go. You could put some fusible back on the back of them, and that'd make it easy to stick them down. So, okay, this is what we're going to do, and if this doesn't work, I'm going to have to get more fabric and do it another way, but it should. I didn't really do the math, which is, no. So, I'm doing, again, the 6x6 size. This one here is the biggest size, 8x8, and there'll be more to go along. This is a block of the month. The prices will be the same. Try to make it reasonable. So if you don't have yours, hop out and get it while you can, because it's awesome. And let's go to McDreamy, who is my brother Dream Machine too, and let's get this party started.
McDreamy's up.
Oh, I should probably bring in the design. Sorry about that. I'm not going to change colors. I very rarely do on McDreamy. And I have my gold thread loaded. So I am using, for quilt blocks, I generally use the same thing. So my no-show mesh cutaway. I just changed the bobbin. Thank you guys. And the right size hoop, I'm using just fabric. Note, it's just solid color fabric. Thanks again, Judy Quilt. She sent that to me a long time ago, and I'm like, woo, one color, yay. It always makes me so happy. And warm and natural batting. So super easy. And of course, I guess I have to say it all the time because people ask, 7511 needle, I don't change them for anything. I mean, I change the actual needle. I don't change the size for anything. We got googly eyes. Oh, you can't quite see them. We're all set. So.
Here, we got googly eyes. I apologize. My bad. I had the wrong camera up.
What do you mean the wrong? Oh,
I was
you're
on
zoomed
close-up.
in.
I was on the close-up.
All right, Don, we're off
Sorry,
to a good start today.
I'm just dealing with a bunch of things at once. Sorry.
Okay,
We're all
well,
good now.
we're keep broadcasting. Okay, so the first step is a square. So that is just our placement stitch. So let's go ahead and stitch that.
Bobbin patrol's on duty.
I told them that I changed the bobbin. It's a fresh one. I'm gonna have to take a picture of the bobbin graveyard. It's getting quite elaborate. Quite elaborate. So 6 by 6, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Alright, so that's the size our block is gonna be, which is awesome. So the next step is I am going to put down my batting. Odie, stop. Odie's squeaking. Sorry if you can hear Odie squeaking. And I'm going to stitch that down. Warm and natural batting, beautiful for quilts. So nothing too complicated so far. I like it. Everyone following along. I so love the design. It is a beautiful stitch out. Everything's nicely connected. You have choices about how you want to do the design. Don't know what's the matter. We'll watch anyhow. Is there a problem, Don?
None on our end.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to trim out the batting because that's a good thing to do. So back to the desk, Don. Thank you. And locate my scissors. So I saw Lynn in the chat before we got started and while we were struggling to get started. So hi, Lynn. Mom, if you're there, I don't know because I haven't been looking at the chat.
I haven't seen her name, but that doesn't mean anything because the chat's been going pretty quick.
Yeah, it's true. That's okay. This is our happy
We
time.
have 169 people watching.
Yay! Well, this is my baby, my idea. This is what I've been working on for 6, 7, 8 months, is coming up with something completely different that has to do with the embroidery machine. And this is what I've come up with, and I'm super happy with it. I love it. I love it. And there's going to be so many more to come. You guys are going to love it too. Okay, so I trimmed off my batting. So now we're going to stitch down the fabric. So let's go back to the machine, Don. So keep thinking about names. Thank you. All right, let's stitch down the fabric, which I'm doing like a little different this time. Usually I do bright, bold colors, and this time I am sticking to like earthy, woodsy with a little bling. I always got to have a little bling in there. I think this is going to look great though. So the sky's the limit for doing this. Now this design is a hexagon flower, and they call it sometimes grandma's flower garden, that sort of thing. So it's a traditional English paper piecing design. Now of course I added quilting to it and made it into a block, but that's okay. This should look beautiful. The quilting design is gorgeous. I love it. I think you created the motif for this, didn't you, Don?
Maybe, I don't remember.
I don't remember, Don says. I don't
A
remember.
while ago I did some.
Maybe. Yes, that's what I've been working on for the longest time, is just kind of getting everything together and my knowledge base with English paper piecing. I still do the English paper piecing at night, but if I kind of want, it's very slow going, which is fine, but I kind of thought, you know, I want to do this. McDreamy wants to do English paper piecing, so there you go. What is the link from last week's Fussy cut on YouTube? Well, hopefully someone can find that for you. It has a picture of the mirror is key. Everybody had a light bulb moment for that. It's good to watch, and it'll show you how to fussy cut one way. I'm going to show you guys the way that I use, but a lot of people, believe it or not, stick their mirror in their purse when they go fabric shopping, and they check everything out. So what's the block size? This is a 6x6. Yes, it comes in multiple sizes, 5x5, 6x6, and 8x8. And the same with the second block. There's 2 blocks in this set, so you get all of those in each size. So the second block is just the stitches, the quilting stitches. So it's a filled in block matched with another one. So yes, multiple sizes, and all of them will be like that. So if you start off doing a 5x5 block quilt, you'll be able to carry it on through the block of the month. So it's awesome.
Nessa suggests English paper piecing with a twist.
Oh! English paper piecing with a twist. Yeah, I like that.
OML flower dart canvas size.
We'll have to come up. I've been thinking and it hasn't hit me. Judy Quilt says, great video 2 days ago on how to find the best choices for fussy cutting. And there's the link. Thank you very much, Judy Quilt. You rock. You rock, rock, rock. Another thing that if you go back to the old tradition of English paper piecing, they basically used any scrap paper and any scrap fabric. So these would be a great scrap buster as well. That's traditionally how they were made. Almost paper piecing. Oh, I kind of like that. I kind of like that.
That's pretty good.
Write it down. Someone write it down so I don't forget.
Alright. Want me to write it in your table?
Yes, please. So, twist and almost. Yes. Canadian paper piecing. No. I don't need to broadcast that I'm Canadian. It's not, because we did the traditional paper piecing as well. Something funny, because of course that's who I am. Now look at how beautiful these stitches are. Even at the smaller size, this is medium, I'll call it. You can still see the designs beautifully. Beautifully. I love it. So I'm going to be using just one color for this whole design, which is awesome. I'm thinking though that my 5x5 charm square isn't going to quite be the ticket, so I'm going to need another one, and we're going to end up trimming them in place. Maybe I was thinking of the smallest one. It would work on the smallest one. Yeah, it would work. So, I am going to, while McDreamy's stitching, I'll be right back. Maybe Dawn can talk for a minute.
What do you want me to talk about?
I don't know. Talk so they can hear you.
They don't want to hear me, they want to hear you.
I know. Where did I put it?
I don't know what you're looking for, sir.
I am looking for my charm squares in the...
Oh, I don't know. Where is it? Oh, underneath that.
Thank
There
you.
you go.
There we go. I found them. If you remember, I used these charm squares for the patchwork kitties and puppies, which was adorable. So I'm just gonna fix my miscalculation just a tiny bit. Got lighter, darker. I did want one whole piece, but I don't think that's gonna work. But if you had a big enough piece to cover over the whole thing, you could just put one piece of fabric down. The possibilities are endless as fabric choices. It's true. It's true. You could use, a plain background color like I've done and just add what you want on it. It's just going to do a little bit more here. So the way this works, this is the outline, sorry. I like an outline on it. The way this works, and I'll try to keep everything easy and the same. Oh yeah, that adds so much to it. I love it. Look at the gold sparkle. This is where you could try different things too. A whole lot. Okay, so this step is the placement for all of the hexagons. So let's go ahead and stitch that out. Obviously, my fabric is not going to quite fit close. Maybe I could do part of it. So these are the placement stitches so that we know where each one goes. And I started saying but didn't finish that it's going to start in the middle for the tack down stitches, and it's going to go up and then counterclockwise, so it's easy to figure it out that way. Isn't that cool? And now there's our center, which is beautiful. So this is what we're looking at. I don't know why it kept going up to there, but that's okay. So now the center one, I am going to leave that one brown because you can still use the fabric that's underneath. So I am just going to carefully place the ones that I need. Now you can skip it or go ahead and stitch it. I'm going to stitch it, but normally you'd put, your fabric down on it. So there we go. And no trimming because I'm leaving it. Perfect. Now it's only going to go around once because I don't want too much thread around the sides.
It's very pretty with the gold thread.
It's beautiful with the gold thread. So I'm going to take this one here.
Chris Yost says speedy paper piecing.
Speedy. Well, it is. English paper piecing without the paper, and we're still piecing, but we're not doing it the other way. So that should be beautiful. Okay, back to the desk, please, Dawn. Dawn?
Desk's up.
Okay. So I'm just going to trim this out. And it's a nice, wood background with gold leaves on it. So I kind of thought it would be perfect. Now, one thing we can do each block, or we can leave some of the blocks in brown. So we can decide, so many decisions. That's what I was trying to say to you guys. There's so many decisions of what you can do. There's also placements. So this one kind of has lines in it. You can have all the lines going in the same way, or you can kind of make a focal point going so everything's pointing in, or you can do different fabric and alternate them. So many options, you guys. There's so many things you can do. My first thought was the sunflowers. So it's pretty hard with a charm square, but a sunflower in each one. So
Chris Yost says no paper piecing.
no paper piecing. Well, yeah, I kind of like that.
There's a lot of ideas here. Revved up paper piecing, not your grandma's paper piecing.
Oh, I kind of like that one.
And Alicia says power English paper piecing.
Power. The hardest part about doing it in the hoop is deciding what you want to do. So I could put a flower in each, or I could make all these wood, or I could make them all like the wood. What do you think? It's a tough call. Oh, I do have another piece. Maybe I'll do, yeah, I think I'll do that. So what I'm gonna do is just kind of pre-cut these to make it easier. I kind of like that. And this would be good for fussy cutting, just to make sure you get the right parts in. So yeah, I kind of like it. Sorry, I'm trying to make a decision here. I'm being wishy-washy.
EPP goes digital.
Oh, I like that too. Oh my God, keep them coming, guys. Keep them coming.
You're just gonna have to go through the chat after.
Okay.
The video because there's too many of them for me to write down.
All right, back to McDreamy.
Okay, McDreamy is up.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave this one the same color as the background. I'm gonna go ahead and stitch out the tack down, but for this one and this one, I'm gonna make it the colors, the fabric. Super easy. So many ways you can do this, even on just one design, like one piece, one. You can go with the fabric or not, or anything. It's wonderful. If you have pre-cuts, just pop them right in. I was trying to center that leaf on it. I want mostly leaf. Mostly leaf. How super easy is that, guys? So, I gotta cut it. I'm gonna do...
A reminder of where to get this and how many blocks are coming in. How's that working?
Dawn, can you go back to the desk? I was going to do a shortcut, but I changed my mind last minute. So you can get these files on omlembroidery.com, and you get all the files that we talked about before. And this is a block of the month set. So you will have a full set of English paper piecing originals to OML. When you're done, we're going to be doing 12, so there'll be 12. So I like how this is looking rustic. Look how this one was placed. Beautiful. All right, back to McDreamy, Don.
And each set is a quilt block and a main block, right?
Yes, back to McDreamy.
Yep.
Yes, each there'll be a set, so you'll get a full, applique block, and then you will get just the quilt block with the matching quilting. It's all going to be different quilting. I might do 2 or 3 of them the same, but generally they're all going to be different.
And Lynn says, I think I can even do this.
Yes, Lynn, when she comes over for movie night, she watches me sit there doing my English paper piecing during a horror movie, which is fun. I have not sewn myself yet, so it's awesome. But yes, Lynn, anybody can do this. Super easy, and also great practice for your trimming.
Georgia Nelson says, after stitching my finger last week, I'm cringing when your fingers are in the hoop.
I know. Dawn, back to the desk. I know. I think I saw a picture of that. I am trying not to do it, but I think it's just a terrible habit that I have. So when you guys are trimming and doing the placement and tack down lines, it would be really good. It would be better, actually, if you used the thread that you're going to use for the top stitching that we have, because it's not satin stitches, because nobody hand sews satin stitches in abundance. So if it excuse me, if it matches, it won't show through as much. So when you look at this, I am gonna changed my mind because I think I need a sunflower in the middle of that. What do you think, Don?
Yep.
I think I need a sunflower. So nothing wrong with doing stuff on the fly either. So I'm just gonna kind of cut it out. I wish I had more of this fabric. I think a sunflower right there, wouldn't that be great? It looked a bit plain. Or I could have put the other fabric in. I'm just keeping talking till Don puts Odie back in his couch bed. I gotta do the sunflower. I gotta do it.
I think that's a great idea.
Yep. But I need to go back to the desk. Yeah, I think I need a sunflower.
Dreamies up.
Okay, thank you. So, okay. Yeah, we're gonna go back a couple of colors till we hit that middle one. So it's easy to do if you change your mind. It's easy to do. So we're just gonna go ahead and stitch this down. That's all there is to it. And then we'll move ahead to what we worked on. So don't be afraid to change your mind on the fly too. It's super easy. I think that's gonna look great.
That's a nice placement on the sunflower.
Yeah, that was easy to do. That's also fussy placement.
Yep.
Back to the desk.
Dust
Done
up.
for the last trim. So just trim this off. There we go. The nice thing is too, if you change your mind or you get it to the stage where I was and you don't like it, it's only, you know, one running stitch line to pick it out, and it's easy to do. And you could just pick something else, or if you think something else would look better. Easy peasy. I am having trouble seeing that. All right, well, I super yes like that. What do you think, Don? Super?
I like it.
Yeah.
Looks really good.
Just beautiful. Okay, back to the McDreamy.
Dreamies up.
The McDreamy. So then we have to remember to go ahead, go forward by a color, because we've already stitched these out. And you can see what I'm doing. That's our last one. And now we're going to do the stitches in between them. So let's do that. Still sticking with my gold because I like it. Ready to rock. Awesome. Oh no, this is the, sorry, my bad. This is the inner design of each block, which looks fantastic. Oh, I even like it on the sunflower. And it's just to give you more of that quilted look. And I will be quilting or adding quilting stitches on top of the designs as well. So I really love how this is turning out. So really it looks like a lot of work. It looks like you did a whole lot of placement. This is beautiful. But you didn't. But you didn't. Now you can change the colors as you want. I try to keep everything so you have a lot of choices. So if there's a color change and you're like, why is there a color change? That is, it just gives you the opportunity to be more creative. The sunflower looks great. Yeah. I used sunflowers in one of my blocks for this design. Yes, you did. And wow, your design was stunning. Stunning, Misha. I think I used it for the biggest one on the thumbnail because I was like, wow. And you did perfect fussy cutting too. So I'm really happy with this. I hope you guys are as excited as I am about this new technique.
How about English paperless piecing?
Well, yeah. English, oh, I like that. Write that one down, Don. English paperless piecing on your embroidery machine. So I'm going to be doing 12 of these blocks, and each block is going to come in 2 and all the same 3 sizes. And I'm going to start off like this one with the traditional designs. And then hopefully towards the end, I'm going to be making my own and shapes and different things like that. So excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think you can be really creative with this. And once it puts the stitches on here, like I said, I did not do satin stitches because then it would look like applique, and we're not doing applique. We're doing it differently. Oh my gosh, Sue, just opened the design pack. You did an amazing job. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Sharon's asking if you can buy them all at once. Maybe after the year is up, we can package them together.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think the admins or the team testers suggested to do that. So, yeah, I think we will. Make it easy, buy them one at a time, and at the end you can purchase them all in one. That would be a heck of a zip file, man. This is a fabulous option for folks that can't English paper piece because of hand issues. Yes, that's another thing I was thinking of. English paper piecing is really popular, but it is time consuming, and my hands hurt when I'm doing it.
It's hard to do with my big paws.
Yeah, I try to get Dawn to help me with the gluing, but some of the pieces get so small. Oh, I'm loving this. So bling. Yeah, absolutely bling. So it is a new technique. I looked everywhere, and I see people doing hexagons, but they're not doing it English paper piecing style, so there's a difference. It's a new technique, and I think it's a new style, and I think it's my style. I think it's just completely original, and you guys can join in the fun. It's a quick, nice stitch.
Cynthia says power to the piecing.
Power to the piecing. Well, I mean, that's true. That's pretty good. That's true.
What kind of running stitches?
They are not running stitches. They are not zigzag stitches. They're called a stem stitch, which just gives the illusion of hand stitching. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, Karina called it.
What?
She said it looks like a stem stitch.
Yep. Perfect use for a stem stitch. I did make some changes in the width and the density of it because I didn't want it to look, too much. Oh, this is gorgeous. Okay, so now we're gonna do the traditional candle wicking. They did that a lot to fancy stuff out, and by they I mean the ancestors, the old people. So I decided to put candle wicking in on it, which is a nice finish for your centerpiece flower. You need to write a book. I wish I had time. I'm hoping that people don't copy this special style of mine, but I mean, you get a timeout pass, Karina. I'm hoping you guys will love this. I have spent 8 months researching, learning, creating for the English paper piecing, and it's finally come together. Now I'm making a quilt, and I've got some Tula Pink designs to do, and then of course making up my own. So we'll have more English paper piecing here and there. I want everyone to get comfy with it. Judy Quilt says, I absolutely love the candle wicking. Yeah, it adds a whole lot. Actually, these are not candle wicking, sorry. Whoops, I'm thinking of... What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of another one. Oh, yeah. I'm thinking of this one.
No.
That's good enough. With the candle wicking, sorry. I did this yesterday, the day before. How delicate is that? Now, what I did for the center part, it's not going to show up the greatest on my sunflower, and you could even skip it if you wanted. But I took one of these, the quilting design, and made it to fit in. I'm going to stitch it so you guys can see it. It's just beautiful. I don't know how it's going to look on my sunflower.
It'll probably be good because it'll blend in more.
Yeah.
It's not something you'd want to stick out on the sunflower.
No, I know that. Thanks. It's nice if you have something a little more, I guess if you did it on here, it would show up really well. So if I left the middle brown, this design, the middle design would show up really well.
I think it adds to it. That's cool.
And let's go back to the desk, Don.
Desk's up.
Look at that. That turned out way better. Way better than I thought it would. Isn't that pretty?
Mm-hmm. I love that.
I love that. I like that better than my first. But see the complete difference. It's the same pattern, bigger and smaller. I get that. But look at the difference between the two. This looks really elegant and beautiful. This one does too, but it's brighter and cheerier. Take a look. When you go over to omlembroidery.com, I put a ton of pictures up from the testers, so check them out too. They did an amazing job, and everybody loved doing this design, so they just kept on keeping on and stitching, and it was awesome. So I like the scallop one too. Very pretty. So pretty as a pillow. Oh, absolutely as a pillow. Or I was thinking like a table runner. You know, this would be stunning as a table runner. Now the next block could be the just quilting stitches that show up so brightly. And I think that would, for fall, I think that would be really fantastic. Now you can also add little bits to it, like you could put a name maybe for doing something special, but remember these are kind of small, so be careful doing that. So a little fussy English paper piecing. I know, and it looks like, I'm telling you, it looks exactly like what you do. This is actual English paper piecing, and it was one of my favorite ones, but it looks the same except for the hexagons are more defined, which I really like. This is part of my big quilt that I'm doing.
Being able to do the fussy cutting with it, it's limitless possibilities.
It's, once you guys do the fussy cutting, you will be drawn in as to how cool it is. So we can take the ones that I cut out. See how that changes? How about we'll make it brighter?
Nice.
That even looks good. You have to picture the stuff, or
They all look really good on the dark background.
Yeah, it's so much fun and it's so creative. Now look at this one. I'll put it here. Look at this one. Minus, we'll just pretend it's there. I'll hold my hand over it. But with the gold edging. Isn't that great? So, yeah, possibilities are endless. I think you guys will have a fun time. Put your mirrors in your purse and go shopping. Can we switch to the Sucam?
We can switch to the Sucam. Sucam's up.
I just love it. I wanted to give you guys a different kind of view of it. Put your mirrors in your purse and go shopping, or dig out the kind of fabric that you kind of go, I don't know what I would use this for other than fussy cutting. It is absolutely perfect for the fussy cutting, like perfectly perfect for fussy cutting. And I'm going to show you guys another method that you use a light box and you draw on the back of the fabric, and it's a lot easier to do it. So lots of ways of doing it, whatever you find easy. I find fussy cutting so much fun. This is a beautiful stitch out. There's so many options and different things that you can do, different colors. Make sure, like if you're doing stripes, that it goes to your focal point. Play around with your hexagons and get a beautiful setup around it, and you'll be surprised at how much fun this is. So thanks everyone for joining me on this block of the month new technique. We'll name it. We'll come up with the names. Maybe we'll do a poll in the OML Embroidery University Facebook group, and this is going to be our thing. And it's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of English paper piecing shapes, and I'll probably make some of my own. So if you have any questions, you can head on over to the group. Hopefully I've answered them all. It's a block of the month, and it'll be 12. There's 2 blocks in each set in 3 different sizes, 5x5, 6x6, and the traditional 8x8, and you get them all in the download.
Catherine says it's going to be tough waiting for each month. She's so looking forward to the next one already.
It'll be just as spectacular. I already know. I haven't done it, but I already know what we're doing. But look, in the meantime, we're going to be doing still English paper piecing, but just kind of a little bit different. So that's your sneak peek of what's coming up. This is one of my favorite designs I've done. It stitches out flawlessly. The testers are working on it. It's awesome. You guys will love it. And yeah, it's a mug rug. So Quilt Squares mug rugs, we rock. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you will try this out and get super creative. Use different threads. You could use variegated threads, and design your own Granny's Garden hexagon quilt block. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll have the video up shortly. I'm still working on it, but tomorrow we're doing a premiere, and it turned into an embroidery experiment, so you have that to look forward to. I'll have everything up for you guys shortly. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.